It works in his favor because he knows exactly what he has to do to be funny, and just being himself is funny. And the genre of those 80s martial arts movies and him making fun of those is hilarious in itself, but then him being himself, doing it to himself,
Yeah.
is even funnier yet.
Right. And making fun of all those product placements is like he's making fun of himself, but he's also making fun of like Kardashians and like anybody who tries to exploit their fame and like putting their name onto a product.
Yeah.
It's like every product, he has like everything in his bathroom. It's soaps, it's colognes, and then his slippers. He's got like JCVD slippers.
Takes a Segway out to get his mail.
Right. There might as well be a JCVD logo on his little like, what are those like hand? The
the clamps.
Extender claws to like
Extended claw.
to pick up the paper, and the paper should have had his name across the front of it.
We'll see. Maybe the show will get that extravagant. I think where it's going, I mean, it's what's going to be. It's like they're not afraid to just tell it how they want to tell it. Like, hey, this is a show about Jean-Claude Van Damme as himself, as a secret agent, and it's going to be funny. And his timing is brilliant. So, I mean, like the jokes hit.
Yeah.
There's no drama yet. I don't know where the story's going to go, but
I mean, it kind of seemed like, honestly, all of the comedy within the show were like, it hinged on him.
yeah.
There were other players, but all the comedy, like, bounce back was on him.
Yeah, 100%. This is good.
Yeah, I don't know.
So whatever it parodies, it's going to be like one of those things. Like if you're into like the martial arts and all that stuff, and you love action, I'm pretty sure you're going to get some of that in here. But it's going to be filled with laughter. You're going to be like, oh, that's sweet, and it kind of gives away like that Hollywood magic of the '80s action films. So it's like the extra spin move, the triple roundhouse kick that just came out of nowhere for no reason, like all that stuff. Is going to be in this. You're going to be like, that's entertaining. That's entertaining. That's enjoyable.
Yeah. If you enjoy The Expendables, this is just like taking it up a notch. Because it was like, Expendables kind of, definitely a bit ridiculous. But this is like an added dose of comedy. If you enjoyed those films, definitely you're going to like this.
Yeah.
If you liked anything in the world of mockumentaries. So like this is Spinal Tap.
Yeah, if you're a fan of Spinal Tap, they're gonna like it.
This is like right up your alley. That style of comedy is right there. It's just like on the nose, like comedy.
It's just gonna be 10 episodes instead of 2 hours. You know, you're gonna get the chance to watch an entire season if you want, if you haven't already, of like a Spinal Tap type thing. Hey, this is him doing his thing.
I wonder if people who don't know Jean-Claude Van Damme and his like library of work, are they going to enjoy this show? I think that you still can because there's a lot of throwback. You might not have to know that throwback, but it's like it's so evident that comedy is like it's definitely making fun of that genre. And if you have no idea about that genre, maybe it doesn't play. Maybe it falls flat on like the younger generation.
Well, yeah, it definitely is. It's playing towards, I think it's definitely geared towards people that grew up with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
It's definitely geared, because that, for me personally, that made it even more funny, is that I used to go to movie theaters and watch Jean-Claude Van Johnson, Jean-Claude, dude, see? You're gonna sell your show just by changing your last name. So I used to go to movie theaters and watch Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. And I'd leave the theater kicking at street signs and like, yeah, I want to be like Jean-Claude Van Damme. And then when I grew up and I was an adult, I'm like, God, they were so cheesy, but they were great. And that's what this show's doing, is it's making fun of that. For me, that's what hits for the comedy, is like, oh my God. They threw double impact into that whole, like, you can't touch each other. Right. Like, that's hilarious. for the younger generation, yeah. I mean, who doesn't like kicking and action and all this stuff? If you don't know who Jean-Claude Van Damme is, now you do.
I think it's a little education on who Jean-Claude Van Damme is and was. If I was gonna recommend this show to anybody, it would be people who know Jean-Claude Van Damme's work. Definitely is gonna play better to an older audience who knows his work or is at least familiar with it. I think it could still be funny. Yeah, sorry, older. Yeah. Or I mean, this is not a Zach Finale, Zach
McNacus. Oh, I love that guy.
Zach Galifianakis.
Hold on, guys. Sorry.
Well, Steve, do you give this show a fly or a die?
I definitely say this show is a fly. For me and anybody that appreciates that genre of film, that like knows Jean-Claude Van Damme, this show is a must-see. Anybody that loved Jean-Claude Van Damme have to watch this show. If you're kind of familiar with him, still watch it. You're going to find this funny.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a fly. I mean, I can't even say any reason why I think it's a die.
I see this going several seasons, actually. I think that Amazon is going to pick it up, and I'm not, obviously I don't know that, but just based on how this first episode went, I was really into it, and, I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. Whether there's a story or not, I'll watch every episode.
Right. I think it was a smart choice for Amazon, for sure.
Yeah.
Because Amazon is kind of the demographic for Amazon. It's a buyer's market.
Yep.
It's people who are purchasing, and
A little wise
16,
there.
17-year-olds are not buying as much on Amazon.
No.
Maybe, probably not. I mean, this is like
Today's
this
day
is
and
me
age,
and like my generation's like platform.
our generation.
What did I say?
Mine.
Oh, it's ours. Yeah.
Being
Sorry, that was super selfish of me to say. It's our generation, not my generation.